Hi, Bob Thompson from Smartphone Matters. Today we're going to take a look at the network speed of the Straight Talk ATT network compatible SIM. I currently have that SIM in my Nexus 5. We're going to run the SpeedTest app, measure some results. We'll move the SIM over into the iPhone 5S. We'll run the SpeedTest app, and then we'll compare. I reset both phones. I took the Nexus 5 and I did a power cycle on it. And I made sure all the other apps on the phone are closed. I did a hard reset on the iPhone 5S. Press and hold the lock and home button until the phone restarts, and then I made sure that no apps were running on the phone in the background. All right, so my Nexus 5 is currently showing 1 bar and on the LTE network. We're going to run speed test, begin the test. I'm connected to the server in the Boston area. So we can see the ping time is 96 milliseconds, which is a latency measurement. A lower ping time is better than a higher ping time. So in our first run, we've measured 9.72 megabits down. And 3.03 megabits per second up. Let's go for a second run. So this looks like it'll be over 10 megabits per second down. So 11.84 megabits per second down. That's actually pretty good. And the upload looks like it's going to be a little slower this time. 2.87 megabits per second up. All right, so the third and final test. Maybe around 9 or 10. So 10.19 megabits per second down, and maybe 2 megabits per second up. All right, let's take a look at the results. All right, so March 13th today, 9.72 down, 11.84 down, and 10.19 down, and then 3.03 up, 2.87 up, and 2.5 up. All right, let's compare that to what we see in the iPhone 5S. Can I get the SIM out of this phone to do that? SIM here is in a adapter because it's a nano SIM, so I can use it in the iPhone 5S. Let's get the SIM tray out. The iPhone. And all right, we'll wait. All right, so the iPhone has recognized the Straight Talk ATT SIM, and we have 3 out of 5 bars and an LTE connection. So let's run speed test. All right, so we've connected to the server in Boston. I'm going to test ping. Ping at 85 milliseconds. That's pretty good, responsive. So we measured 9.64 megabits per second down. And 1.96 megabits per second up. Let's run the test again. So 9.62 megabits per second down. And 2.13 megabits per second up. We'll run it a third and final time. I think it'll be about 10 down. .61 megabits per second down. .11 megabits per second up. Let's take a look at the results. All right, so you can see we have 3 runs, 9.64 down, 9.62 down, and 10.61 down. Then 1.96 up, 2.13 up, and 2.11 up. So those are pretty consistent on the iPhone. And then let's see. All right, so here is the Nexus 5. So we measured 9.72 down, 11.84 down, and 10.19 down, and then 3.03 up, 2.87 up, 2.5 up. So I think that actually looks pretty consistent. We're not seeing any difference in any major differences in the speed of the network between the phones. And I wanted to do this because I just updated the iPhone to iOS 7.1 and the carrier TFW 16.0, and we had some questions as to whether or not the iPhone was slower after the update. But this is really looking like it's consistent with the speeds that we're measuring on other phones. So I suspect the network is highly variable in speeds. If I scroll through my list of speed results here, you can see I've had some very low ones, but I've also clocked. Okay, so you can see this one was high, but that was on Wi-Fi. Yeah, so at one point in some location, I'm not sure where that was, I clocked 26 Mbps down. And then there's been some other cases where I've gotten terrible download speeds, 0.36, 0.48. Even the upload speed was higher. And then on the Nexus phone, actually, if you look at this, this is a difference between the app on iOS and Android. The Android app is showing the results the oldest first, and the iOS app is showing the newest first. Oh, it looks like there's a sort there. Okay, yeah, so all right, so we compare the 3 times. I think they look pretty consistent. All right, well, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Visit smartphonematters.com.